Hello and welcome everyone. It's good to be here. My name is Bryson Worrell, and I will be presenting this Pecha Kucha on the late American graphic designer, educator, and author, Bob Gill. Bob Gill was an influential New York-based designer known for his objective outlook on the design process and the purpose of design. His career lasted from the 1950s to the roughly the 1910s. Gill was born on January 7th, 1931 in Brooklyn. Not much has been written about his youth, but sometime thereafter, Gill studied at the Philadelphia Museum School of Art and Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art, pictured here. After that, Gill became a freelance artist working in New York. He designed such as the one pictured here to promote himself. However, in 1952, Gill was drafted to the military, temporarily interrupting his freelancing career. In 1960, Gill moved to London. There in London, Gill started working for an ad agency called Charles Hobson Limited, but later left to join a trio of himself, Alan Fletcher, and Colin Forbes, forming Fletcher, Forbes, and Gill. While working with Fletcher and Forbes, they found that London had to be lacking proper communities for designers. To rectify this, the team founded British Design and Art Direction, now simply known as Design and Art Direction, a community for designers. Gill eventually became disheartened by the expanding agency, so he began working once again as freelance and began working as a teacher at the Central School of Art and the Royal College of Art, where he was highly praised by his students. In 1975, Bob Gill returned to his native New York and began teaching at the School of Visual Arts. There, he also co-produced the musical Beatlemania. Bob Gill continued designing and writing even into his 80s. However, in 2021, he passed away peacefully at the age of 90, leaving, but he left behind an impressive career of design work. Over the course of his career, Bob Gill wrote roughly 18 or 19 books, one of which being titled Forget All the Rules You Know About Graphic Designing. The cover alone provides a great example of his stubbornly straightforward design philosophy, as seen here. Bob Gill's design philosophy was interesting for a number of reasons. To him, design was about solving a problem. He also would forego any sense of trend, and he emphasized simplicity and clarity in his work. Gill himself said that good comes from what does the job, meaning there isn't a set right or wrong way that something is supposed to look. It all depends on the issue you're trying to solve. In this example, we see an advertisement for a car dealership. Although the design is notably simple, it's effect it's effective in what it's meant to do in show showing that the dealership is itself avoiding its small trend. Gill also stressed that designers should avoid trends, stating that if you want to see something unique, you need to forgo what's popular. This philosophy is why the overall look of Gill's work hadn't changed much over the decades. These cutouts advertising slippers, for instance, don't make use of any particular trend. Instead, they provide a novel, uncommon, and adorable way to display the product. Another feature of Gill's designs are their simplicity. He had a rule of thumb. If you couldn't explain an idea over the phone without an aid, for example, to a client, it's not a very good design. This design, for instance, is very simple, using typographic elements as the primary visual, and with no unnecessary fluff anywhere present. Additionally, most of Gill's designs express some degree of wit, or in other words, a bit of humor. This piece, for instance, advertising the much warmer season in Israel, or the bust banner design, in which the upper passengers are unwittingly depicted wearing the advertised slippers. My personal favorite example of this is this invitation for a party. It appears to be the same invitation printed twice, but with an implied blackmailing of sorts, in that if the recipient doesn't bring wine, they are making themselves a freeloader. Thank you all for your time and for learning about this influential designer. If you have any further questions about Bob Gill or concerns about this presentation, please feel free to contact the address below. Thank you again, and goodbye.